This represents your fat cells before, during, and after losing weight. And it's one of the biggest reasons why it's so easy to regain body fat after you've lost it. So if you're stuck in the cycle of losing and regaining the same amount of weight over and over again, understanding this one thing about your fat cells may help you keep it off for good. Now, my name is Akash, and this channel is about one thing: helping busy professionals get lean, healthy, and in shape without extremes. I spent the last decade helping over 4,000 men and women in 30 countries get into the best physical and mental shape of their lives, all while building their businesses, careers, and families. So if you're new here, hit the subscribe button, because by the end of the video, you'll know exactly how to lose weight once and never gain it back. Firstly, let's answer the question, what really happens when you lose fat? When you lose weight, you don't remove fat cells, you shrink them. The number of fat cells stay the same, they just empty out. The problem? Those empty fat cells are like balloons ready to refill if we quickly enter a calorie surplus. That's why it's so easy to yo-yo. Our body wants to go back to previous fat levels. But that's not the only bad news, because if you gain fat too fast, your body doesn't just refill old cells, it creates new ones. That's why it's always harder to lose weight the second time. You're now carrying 10 to 20% more fat cells than before. They may be smaller fat cells, but there are more of them and they're more spread out. These smaller fat cells release less leptin, so you feel hungrier, and become more insulin sensitive, so you store fat more easily. The result? Even if you're eating more, you're still hungry and your body's primed to regain fat fast. I learned this the hard way back in 2014 when I won a bodybuilding show. I hit my leanest physique ever, veins everywhere, shredded abs, the works. But less than a week after the show, I had gained 7 kilos. And 6 weeks later, I was a total of 13 kilos up. I went from the best shape of my life to the worst I'd felt in years. I was actually in worse shape than when I first started and found it harder to get back in shape. I was always bloated, I felt I had no control of my food, and I kept going up and down in my weight. And really, I felt ashamed. How did I go from so much discipline to total chaos so fast? What to do instead? The consolidation phase. After my 2014 experience, I became obsessed with figuring that out. And that's what led to what we now call the RNT 5-phase methodology. I'll say the full breakdown of each phase for another video, but today I want to focus on phase 3, the consolidation phase. This is the bridge between getting in shape and staying in shape. It's where you rebuild your metabolism, restore your energy, and start cementing your new identity. Think of it as like setting concrete. You've poured the foundation, and now it needs time to harden. Okay, so here's exactly how to come out of the danger zone without rebounding, step by step. Step 1, post-dieting tactical plan. Day 1, the celebration meal. Once you've hit your milestone, now's the time to sit down with your family and friends, celebrate your progress, and have a great meal. The key though is to make this about the social aspect and not about shoving as much food into your body as possible. Enjoy it, but stop when others stop. Your hunger hormones are still out of sync, so don't chase that full feeling because the food isn't going anywhere. Week 1, ease calories up. The next day, get straight back on your plan, but add about 150 to 400 extra calories from carbohydrates, which is about 35 to 100 grams of carbs. Think rice, oats, potatoes, or fruits, not free-for-all. You're beginning to rebuild your metabolism, not go back to normal. Week 2, add a bit more. If the weight is stable, add another 150 to 300 calories, again, mainly from carbs. At this stage, you're still eating in a small deficit, but your energy and your training will already start feeling much better. Week 3, watch the trend. By now, you may be a few pounds up. That's totally normal. That's mostly water and glycogen, not body fat. If you're gaining faster than 1 to 2 pounds a week, hold calories until it levels off. If weight is stable, add another 150 to 300 calories. But this time, split it between fats, 10 to 20 grams, and carbs, 15 to 30 grams. Week 4, keep checking your body weight. If you're starting to jump fast, hold calories steady. If it's steady, add another 150 to 300 calories. Most people by this point will have reached maintenance, where energy, hunger, and performance feel balanced. You're now out of the deficit without triggering rapid fat regain. If it hasn't gone to plan, don't stress. It's the human body, so variations are bound to happen. Okay, so let's cover activity and training. The key rule here is to not stop moving. That's another trap people fall into. Good guideline is to start with 70 to 80% of what you're doing at your peak for your first 2 weeks and then taper down. For example, if you finish with 15,000 steps a day and 45 minutes of cardio, you may want to start with 12,000 steps and 30 minutes of cardio. Over 4 to 6 weeks, you can bring this down to 8,000 steps a day and 3 days a week of 20 minutes cardio. The same applies to resistance training. Keep it in, and you'll find with the extra rest and calories coming in, your training intensity will naturally go up and you should be seeing some good gains after the 4-week mark. Step 2, maintain accountability systems. In 2014, the first thing I did wrong was cutting all accountability. I stopped tracking my weight, I stopped taking pictures, and I stopped checking in with the coach I'd hired. And once I stopped checking, I stopped caring. I kid myself into thinking I was gaining muscle, looking well, and that scale weight didn't matter. But what I learned is you can't self-regulate without objective data, especially when your hunger, mood, and body image are unreliable. Here's what to do. Keep weighing yourself regularly, ideally daily for at least 8 weeks. Take weekly progress photos and stay in touch with a coach, mentor, or accountability group. The key is to see the scale as purely data and don't become obsessed over it. What you don't want to do is hide from the scales whilst your eating habits are all over the place. You'll only set yourself up for disappointment when you finally do get on them. By weighing yourself, you keep yourself honest and accountable. Perhaps a bigger benefit is the mental liberation from being able to weigh yourself daily, accepting body weight will fluctuate and trend upwards slowly, and being in a position that you can control it. At this point in your journey, you need an external mirror to stay honest when your internal one lies. Because after dieting, the voice in your head becomes dangerous. It will tell you, you're fine, you deserve this, you've earned a break. But that's the same voice that got you out of shape in the first place. Step 3, change your goals. When you're focused on looking your best for one day, it can be easier to let everything slip when your goal is now accomplished. That's why you need to shift your mindset from being physique-oriented to performance-based. Instead of being fixated with how you look, start focusing on your strength progressions in the gym. For many of you, this may be the first time you aren't associating fitness with fat loss, so it can be very empowering. With your new body, you can now chase new goals. And it can be anything from strength training personal bests on your favorite exercises, running your first 10K or mastering chin-ups, trying a new sport activity you always wanted to, or simply consistency with training and sleep, something you may never have focused on outside of when dieting. This reframes your progress and gives your mind something new to work towards. Remember, staying in shape requires a new game to play, and if you don't pick one, life will pick it for you. Step 4, a plan for life. Consolidation isn't about avoiding life, it's about learning to live it. So go out for dinners, social events, travel, but with awareness. When eating out, there's 4 tips that really help. The first is to focus on the company, not the food. The second is to eat slowly and stop early. The third is to remember you don't need to earn or burn your meals. The fourth is to always remember the food isn't going anywhere. This is where you can start to practice balance and integration. One meal won't ruin your results, just like one clean day won't save them. And if you can help it, I find it's best to save a holiday abroad for a few weeks after a diet. The last thing you want to be doing is to be in an amazing food country straight after a diet. It becomes a recipe for disaster. I made this mistake in 2014 where I booked an all-inclusive for the day after my bodybuilding show. With no plan, no accountability, and no idea what to expect, it was probably the worst thing I could have done. Step 5, mindset. The reality is you're human and you're going to mess up sometimes. You'll have meals where you overeat, you'll skip training, or you'll fall off track, and that's fine. The worst thing you can do is spiral into guilt, restriction, or punishing yourself. Just own it, learn from it, and move on at the very next opportunity. The goal here isn't flawless control, it's awareness of where your habits need work. It's also good to remember you're not a special snowflake. If you mess up, remember you're not the first person to ever mess up, and you definitely won't be the last. So don't fall into a victim mentality. It's all part of the process of learning your body. Mastering consolidation. Can fat gain really be avoided? After years of helping people of all different backgrounds successfully get into the shape of their lives and maintain it thereafter, the formula works. The hardest bit, of course, is implementation. But with the right game plan, accountability, and mindset, it'll allow you to come out of the danger zone in a good place. Here's how you'll know you've nailed your consolidation phase. Your body weight is stable within a 1 to 2 kilo range. Your hunger and satiety cues are normalized. Your energy and libido in a great place. Your training, both strength training and cardio, is consistent. And you're starting to feel excited about what you can do with your new body. This can take anywhere from 4 to 12 weeks. And at this point, you've earned the green light to move on to the investment phase, where you can build muscle, strength, and freedom with full control. Consolidation is about avoiding the danger zone and stabilizing your mind and body. Investment is about building a new identity so staying in shape becomes effortless. And the longer you maintain your results, the easier it gets. Research and thousands of transformations we've been a part of at R&T Fitness show that if you can maintain your new body for 12 to 24 months, your risk of regaining fat drops dramatically. That's how you go from a temporary transformation to being in the shape of your life for life. And if you're serious about making your transformation the last one you ever need, you can download a free copy of my book, Transform Your Body, Transform Your Life, using the first link in the description. I'll walk you through the exact systems I've shared today, and if you found this video helpful, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.